Hello. This is going to be entertaining already. I'm already having trouble before I even start off, and it's just absolutely hilarious to me. You know? It is all just absolutely hilarious to me. Anyway. Let's see what I can do. Let's see what I can do. Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. I am FrozenMelon, and today we're doing a bit of a Sunday shuffle. I was trying to get some of this stuff to work, and it kind of did and didn't, so we're kind of starting a little bit early because I'm now frustrated, and I need to punish myself in some way, shape, or form, right? So I've managed to get up some Epic Altar Towers, and we're just going to play that for a bit, to be honest. How long I'm streaming for? Do not know at the moment. It'll probably be like a couple of hours or so, just because I have kind of got some other stuff I need to sort out late this afternoon as well, which is annoying, but it's kind of an emergency, so we'll see what we can do. But I loaded up with snacks, anyway, because I haven't eaten this morning either, because I've been rushing around trying to sort other stuff out, alongside actually trying to get my laptop to do the things I want it to, but hey, you know. I am on. Hey, Ripple Chief. Nice to see you. How you doing? I'm doing alright. It's nice to get back into streaming, but my setup, I haven't touched it for a while, and like I try to get stuff to work, and I'm like, how on earth does that even work? And I kind of threw my toys at the pram at it, so now I'm starting early. It's nice to see you doing good. Nice to see you doing good. Yeah. So today we're just going to try and do some Epic Altar Towers. Yeah, streaming is fun. Streaming is fun. When you get it to work, that is. When you get it all to work. I do find my luck with technology has never been the best, to be honest. And I try myself to get everything to work as efficiently as possible, but nothing ever does. I think I've got a capture card, which I kind of wanted to see if I could get like my Xbox or my Nintendo Switch to kind of set up on stuff and probably play some of the games through there, because I've got a lot of games to play on the consoles and stuff, and it would have been far interesting, but it didn't want to work for whatever reason. That's good, as long as everything else is working. I think the basic setup's fine, but my external capture card is playing me up and doesn't want to update either, so that's another problem. But anyway, I'm going to try and see if we can get like higher ascension levels for the Royal Tower today. I'm going to mess around with a bunch of stuff, so yeah, we're going to try and cram out as much as I possibly can on this. And I'll take the removals here, I think. And let's see what we can do. Just chill out, have fun, relax, not worry about stuff. Yeah, I mean, I picked mine up like ages ago as well, and it does work fine. I think it's just one of those moments where I want it to work, like, immediately, and I've been spending the past, like, 2 hours just, like, unplugging and replugging all the cables and stuff. Admittedly, I don't have enough, like, USB ports to actually connect everything properly, so I've kind of got an external thing for that, which I think is also causing some issues, because it doesn't recognize all the devices attached to it for some odd and unapparent reason. But, you know, I said I stream at 12, so we're going to start a little bit earlier and chill out. Yeah, and between on it's also the version numbers as well, right? So I think like one of them requires a USB-C 3 connection or normal USB-A 3 connection, which is just like, oh come on, really? Yeah, I've kind of got like a small one just to kind of like connect everything up. And the issue is like my laptop, well, what I stream off with my laptop, kind of came out before all the sort of USB-C stuff kind of really took off. So a lot of it, that's terrible, I'm having a bad day already, already kind of like came out before all that stuff kind of took off. So then I kind of just have issues with that as well. like, that has, like, all the USB-C stuff has to go into a USB port, which is a nightmare to get it to work properly. Which does mean, yeah, my setup needs to be updated somewhat. But I may do. I do quite well with it, to be honest. You know, small moans and stuff. But it is hilarious. It's like, I always look at technology and I'm like, I am probably like someone's dad with technology when it comes to like the reliability of it. And I'm like, yeah. It works, that's all that matters. I don't care if it's the fairies doing it or anything else as well. I say, as long as it works, yeah, that's good enough for me. We're done here. But yeah, I am like someone's dad when it comes down to it, where I'm just looking at it being like, I don't know why you work or how you work, but you work, and that's good enough for me. And I probably end up spending like 4 or 5 hours then just figuring out kind of like why it works. It is funny. It is funny. Because I'll sit there and be like, hang on a minute, how did you even start this thing? And then I got a mate of mine that's an absolutely whiz kid with computers. And he looks at me and goes, what on earth did you do? And I'm like, I don't know. Something. Okay, we're having bad start with bees. We've got to really think about this a bit more. Try and concentrate. But yeah, it's the same thing. I was trying to get some of the mod stuff to work, and I was having trouble with that because it kept crashing my game while trying it out yesterday evening. And I was like, you know what? This is just not going to be worth it for me to set it up for today. Leave that there. It's kind of hilarious because I do pride myself on actually being good with computers, and it's kind of my job as well, which is even more hilarious. I don't know, like, I think I've got everything set up, did it all properly, and I just had some just basically crashes, so it would go through, work to a certain point, then decide it was just going to go, no, we're not, we're crashing out. Which I think is more to do with, probably maybe some version issues or data conflicts or something that's causing a problem. It worked perfect fine at one point and then just decided not to work. I don't know. I mean, it could just be me. Maybe I did something silly. But as I said, I will spend time figuring out it when I probably have more patience than I currently do. It's one of those things where my brain will just kind of, after a while, just switch off with it because I can't solve the problem immediately. So I'll come back to it like... I'll probably come back to it tomorrow evening after work and I will look at it and be like, oh my god, I'm an idiot. But... it's fine, right? It is fine. I should not have rolled. Oh well. This is what happens, right? It is what happens. Like, your brain tries to figure some stuff out, and you kind of just look at it like you're I don't know, it's just kind of like watching paint dry. Your brain just doesn't process it properly in the same way that it probably should do. But anyway, we are going to try and see on Ascension 7 if we can get any further. It does make it fun, I will admit that. See, when it comes to, like, doing stuff, my coding experience isn't the best either. And, like, I'm normally, once I know what something is meant to do or things like that, I can kind of get my way around it, but yeah. I more or less rely on a lot of, like, random stuff to get stuff to work. It is fun though when it does, and I'm kind of me fiddling around with, like, a bunch of games design stuff behind the scenes as well, because I've got, like, a bunch of things where I think, oh, that would be really cool, and then I decide, you know what, I'm going to learn how to do it. Most of it is. Like, I think, like, a lot of the stuff to do, things that you want, like, once you get a grasp of it, is really kind of simplistic down to the design and stuff, but... How should I say it? My brain kind of, like, or myself as well, probably for whatever reason, I kind of go into stages like hyper-focus on things and will obsess over them constantly until I kind of get an answer. And until that kind of like kicks in, as such, I might as well know nothing about a topic, as my friends would say. I'm just better off not knowing anything. Just fine. But then it's like, tomorrow I'll be an expert at something, and then they'll look at me like, you didn't know anything about this 5 minutes ago, why are you suddenly just really an expert at it? And I'll be like, eh. I did that all the way through high school. It was kind of funny. I think my teachers hated me the most for it. Yeah. I think the moment I kind of realized that that's how my brain worked, and I say this quite a lot, is I'm not smart, but I'm clever. And to distinguish between the two of them, being clever kind of means that you can kind of cheat the rules a bit, right? You manipulate stuff to get you a better outcome than you probably should be able to. So you take advantage of whatever you can do to get what you want out the way you're doing it. Ouch. So close. Being smart is you're just smart. You know the answer without any worry whatsoever. And, yeah. If you want me to break rules, I can break rules. That's absolutely fine. Got no problem with that. You want me to solve a bunch of differential equations I've never seen before? Give me a moment. Yeah, it is generally the interest, and I kind of picked up after a while that it's also kind of like the people I hang out with and things like that as well, that you find that you end up having interest in. And I might have mentioned this in the past video, that if you kind of surround yourself, yeah, you can learn everything on YouTube, completely agree. It was actually, speaking of that, it was actually something that popped up, I think like last year. A mate of mine at work had a flat tire, and we had to kind of change it. Well, it's a loss run anyway. And we obviously had to go out and change the tire on his car because he didn't have, it's like one of the old-fashioned ones with a spare tire on it. And we were trying to figure out, obviously, how to get the tire off. We took all the bolts off, took the safety bolt off, and then tried to get the tire off. I think it was a very old car, so the rust had actually rusted itself and attached itself to the actual wheelbase. Hi, Oleg, how you doing? Nice to see you, man. But yeah, because it rusted itself off, we couldn't get it off, and our brains were too scared to actually put a bit of force behind it, you know, because we've never done stuff like that before, or at least not to that extent. And we asked someone like, "Oh, can you get this off?" And he mentioned the car, and the experience he had was just like, you know what, stuff it, and he just kicks the bottom of the wheel from underneath the car, and it just comes straight off. And I was like, oh, okay. But yeah. I do think there's a lot of people don't know how to do stuff but don't want to learn as well. Not like in a bad way they don't want to learn, just more the fact that it takes time and effort. You know? And sometimes I think, especially with like how everything goes on, people think that kind of like they can't really waste time doing stuff they feel like they're going to get nothing out the back of. I myself don't mind wasting time. I think one of my other obsessions I did ages ago was learning to play the guitar. Still mess around with it these days and age, but I'm probably mediocre with it at best. See, my premise is the Chakra Tower I've never actually gotten except that one run which I posted on YouTube, and I've never got it since, no matter how far I've gotten ever into it. And I think, I don't know, is it like a save file limitation or something like that? I am getting to the point where it's like I actually should just like... Can we do the hotkey thing? I don't remember how to do that. But yeah, I kind of always laugh about stuff like that. Because I've seen like all these cool runs and stuff with other things, and I've never been able to actually get them because I never get certain towers. I always get like the 2 that I've always had, which is funny. I don't know, because I know... Yeah, I know for a fact that before they released it, so like the pre-release version, that was the case. So when people had like the alpha access and stuff, a lot of people there... Oh, I hope it does work. I really do. I don't mind if statements and stuff like that, or random chance. It's just... That's what I've always noticed, is the fact that I never seem to have got it. And I think from watching... Is it Helios? Or Helios? My pronunciation of that's probably terrible. I noticed when they were playing it before everyone else got access to the game. And in the demo version, I think that's kind of what the limitation was the save file. Ooh. Let's go cow then. We'll try the cow. The cow can go here. And we'll leave it there. Nah, don't do that. The random chanceness is awesome. Although, like, I've probably mentioned this before, like, the one thing I like about this game, and the one thing I think that would be really interesting to see, kind of like, later on, yeah, let's put that down, will be, like, very specific curating challenges and stuff like that. Yeah, that was a lost throwaway. We shouldn't take the... So, let's figure this out. I gotta make sure that I'm actually, like, doing this properly. So yeah, like, setting up, like, proper curated challenges and stuff, like a challenge of the day or something like that, you know. I think that's something that will make this game, like, really kind of, like, pop off. Because I think that's the only thing that you're probably missing is, like, specific kind of, like, okay, you only get these towers, and your job now is to get as far as you can. And then just have, like, a actual ranking leaderboard for how far someone got in there. Because I tell you now, I would grind that consistently every day. Obviously, setting that up is... you know, probably a bit of a... Carbon themed, eh? Is that, there's only 5 towers so far. I was thinking about the, like what are the plans for the sort of new set. I have kind of noticed, especially with how the Inferno Tower works, that rerolls are really important. And it's not like it's important in like a game-breaking way, but it's something that allows you to reduce variance, which I think is kind of the issue. And I kind of relate to, like, paralysis, like, with Pokemon. You know, you basically got, like, a 1 in 3 chance of winning a game because of paralysis. Really? I can probably see why. Because he probably had an idea in mind for with the Necro set and was like, actually, this isn't going to work the way I want it to. And especially seeing he's got a lot of people now interested in the game and playing it, getting a lot of feedback, which probably helps out that decision making. I mean, for me, I don't mind what he does for that. I mean, it's a good game regardless. The foundations are all there. It's interesting, it's repeatable, it's replayable as well. In most cases, he probably doesn't need a new set. If you want to keep people interested, it's maybe just a slight tweak to some of the game mechanics. Yeah, I mean, I think the only way this game could get better is, say, something that consistently updates with some sort of random generation, with like a challenge event for every day or every week or something that people can kind of go around with a scoreboard, and then shove it on your mobile device. Admittedly, that's easier said than done, but at that point, I think a lot of people would just jump on this game and never let go. Put that up. But, like I said, as much as we can all, you know, make theories and everything else as well, the main thing is the game is really good as a base level. I think it's in my channel description, as far as I'm aware. Although, my ability to actually be on there and actually do stuff is terrible at best. But yeah, I know, it's one of the things that I kind of... Long time no see, Mr. Egg. It is nice to see you as well. Yeah, my streaming habits died off a face of a cliff at one point for other reasons, and now I'm back. Hopefully, consistently again. It will be nice. You know, all work and no play makes Frozen Melon a very something something. We'll pick that up there. But yeah, the main thing about today is get myself back into that routine of stuff. I've got the free time again, which is nice, although I've got other plans set up. Whether they actually work or not is another question in itself, but hey-ho. Work hard, play hard, usual stuff. Yeah, so with this game in particular, I think some of the issues that may arise from is when people will mod stuff in that the creator isn't able to keep up with, which it's not a bad problem to have, but it's something where I think, especially all of us that enjoy the game and stuff, need to kind of think to themselves and go, hang on a minute. It's like I think it's a team of 2 people, isn't it, at the moment? At least from what I remember. Like, there's only so much they can do between themselves, and you've got to give them credit where credit's due on like how much they've done so far. And then when you've got an entire community behind you that will try and like tweak everything as much as possible, you know, never think, like, if anything looks cool, just give them time. I mean, like the auto buy feature, which I'm still not using. Common towers are cheaper. Is like, no, we just take this. I mean, the common towers being cheaper is a good idea, but at this point, we got an obsidian tower to put down, so that's the way we go. But yeah, we are going to try and see if we get Ascension 7 out of the way. And depending on how long that takes today, might mean we move on. And I think we have an update for Hades 2, which I kind of want to look at as well. But that may be in an actual YouTube video. Who knows? It depends on time frames and stuff. I was actually looking at other games I wanted to play and stuff, because I think Wizards of Legend. I like that game quite a lot, and they released a second one, which I kind of never really looked at, and then I kind of looked into it and was looking over the reviews and stuff and was a little bit disappointed. like, I can deal with the change in art style and stuff, but I don't know. I felt like the gameplay and everything else is a little bit too different from what it was before. I don't know, it's like, how to say, it kind of lost that magic it had. Right? Because I know the game was, like, really difficult as well before. At least I struggle with it, because, you know, 2 left hands. Or 2 right ones? I don't know why I rolled there. But yeah, and my worry is because some of you have seen some of the Moonlight Earth videos I put up. I really like that game. Like, I really do. It's something I can just kind of, like, relax to and play and pick up and drop and do whatever I want with. But the issue you probably find with it is like, the new one has already changed the art style. And I've been kind of, like, looking at it every so often and kind of hoping it will be released. I'm more worried on sort of what else they've changed along with the art style. I don't think there's anything wrong with changing the art style. It's just more of, if you're changing an art style, you're normally changing it for a particular reason. And I'd probably say if you are changing it, it's probably due to depth perception and stuff like that, because I know that was an issue in the original game. But are you changing it for other reasons as well, to try and, like, either go more into that sort of mainstream, be more applicable or, you know, aesthetically pleasing to others and things like that? So, come on. Give me honey. There we go. So I'm kind of interested of, like, how well that's going to translate across, right? So I hope it does well. And then I think there's some other ones that I'm kind of looking forward to as well. I'm going to lose 1 gold on that to put the bear down. I think that is a good strat. But yeah, as I probably said before, I can't stop myself playing this game even if I wanted to at this point. Yeah, I saw the bear, I was like, I can't not take it at that point. I had the removal as well, so... Should I keep investing in bees at this point, though? I think I got enough. No point rerolling. Because, like, with this sort of build, it's like, okay, you only get to, like... I'm actually going to lose a life. Ouch. Like, you only really get the flower going and the obsidian tower going, you're pretty much ready to go at that point. Although I do need 1 more bear to survive... what's his face? The guy that likes to ruin towers. Ooh, second bear. We got that. We got more honey. Let's go. I think we're in a good position. We might be able to get this Ascension at level 7 done. I'm kind of looking forward to this now. Oh, I appreciate that, man. I mean, I will say, I don't mind mods, and I kind of really do like some of the ones out there. I probably will try it out. The main thing for me is just having the ability to curate some of the runs that are interesting, so you get like an idea of like what you can pull off in combos. I am a bit of a math guy when it comes to like the probability of actually getting some of those runs up and running, which is kind of like why I do that sort of stuff. But yeah, man, I appreciate stuff like that. Yeah, I really should learn how to do it myself. It's like, you guys make it sound so simple. Nah. I know it isn't. But it is and it isn't. Depends if you already know the answers, as always, right? Okay, what's our special tower we're getting today? Ah, Ripper Chief, you missed it, look. You didn't change the file quick enough. Actually, this is probably one of the better ones. I probably would say this now. From the get-go, this game had really good sprite design. Like, really well thought out and really clear-cut kind of, this is how it looks. The only bad thing about them is some of them don't stack in the way you'd expect them to as part of the whole design aspect. But other than that, like, I think that's also what helped this game kind of gain its little kind of community as it has already. I mean, look how cute and adorable that bear looks. You know? And then, like, this is one of the things where I said about the stacking design with the glass tower. The fact that it can stack on top of itself, but it cuts the head off to stack it, meaning that you can kind of see how it kind of does that. Admittedly, it is duplicating a texture here, which is kind of unusual. But you cut that off to do that. The rest of them kind of just stack as they stack. I think, like, all the sprite design from the get-go have been really good. Get it leveled up, so I do like having that on. And there's no point getting more honey. One of the bear, that's the bear level 3, so we have a above level 3 tower. That is brilliant. Yeah, I kind of noticed like really early on, it's just like that's the only one that kind of does this sort of differences, and it's like, why does nothing else do it? Because this kind of makes it stack more evenly, just for that bottom top sprite. But I kind of get it. Like it is kind of a lot of work, and in some cases you're not too sure if that is going to be worth it in the long run. We need to get the bear to level 4. Just so when he loses, he still does the damage. Actually, no, I can't buy that on that. But it is kind of those things where it's like you don't really notice it on the surface unless you start really like nitpicking things. So it kind of reminds me of like when I did some freelance work at uni for like reviewing movies and stuff, and the odd game every so often. Like, you used to spend like ages just messing around with like the first 20 minutes of a game and learning how to break it as much as possible, and then complaining. Yeah, to be honest, there was only one guy I was actually kind of like taking my inspiration from. Good old Yahtzee. I will say he's probably the only person that I actually turned around and actually enjoyed in the reviews, and if you've watched enough of them from like before he was with Zero Punctuation, now when he's with Second Wind, which is a great name for what they did afterwards, absolutely brilliant. Okay, we need to get this guy in and leveled up as well. Ooh, we can freeze that bear. Yeah, if you watch enough of them, you can tell when he is taking the mick out of a good game and taking the mick out of a bad game. It's subtle in some cases, and other times it isn't because he really does enjoy them. But it is kind of hilarious seeing the contrast between the two. We're putting that in the wrong place. Get that leveled up. But yeah, it's weird, like, when I first started out with all this stuff and thinking, you know what, I'm going to pass the time by making random YouTube videos and stuff like that. This was more of originally like a thing that I kind of picked up with just the idea of like, this will keep me occupied for a bit. And I just kept doing it. It became habit after a while. A good habit, I think. But yeah, we're actually having a really good run here. And now I'm going to have to decide, like, I'm going into the tank now where my brain is like, we've got to succeed here, dude. We've got to do something. You know, it's when the tension rises, you know, your hands start shaking, you're sweating buckets, you're like, and you can't really do anything, you just got to put the pieces on the board. Like, that's what I mean, like, the main thing is you do what you want to do, and what does it matter? As long as it's, you know, legal. So I was like, you know, why was I not starting to create YouTube content? What was the reason I didn't want to do it? And I turned around and thought to myself, because I thought, you know, my own answer to myself was about, but I think I'll produce, like, bad content. I'm like, well, does it matter if you do? Just no one's going to watch it. The main reason I'm doing it for is for me to have some sort of creative outlet so I can relax, have fun, you know, also give me a reason to play games without looking like a weirdo. It generally is. Completely agree with that. Completely agree with that. It is fun to make the content. My issue at the moment is I kind of need to actually start developing my skill set for it a bit, which is my promise to myself for this year. You know, is not... I don't know why I keep doing that. Putting a second one down. So, I am learning to do other things. I think at some point I gotta finish off having an actual, like, end card, which will hopefully be thematically appropriate. And then maybe getting, like, a title card set up and getting some other stuff sorted. You know. But yeah, because it was, what one of my friends said to me was the fact that I kind of, you know, I don't mind my own job. But sometimes, you know, I feel like I need to do something else to kind of keep myself occupied. And he turned around and said, was like, why don't you do this? And I said, well, it's like, 'cause I feel like I never have enough time. Like, creating video content or any form of other content. I'll get, like, obsessed with something in a small amount of time frame and then do whatever. I think at one point I was messing around with music mixing because I got obsessed with that for a little while. You know, creating your own beats and stuff and running it all together and being like, oh, this is so cool, listen to this. Yeah. I laugh at it all now because it's absolutely hilarious. At the time I thought I was the coolest person in the world. You know, the dude that doesn't know he's not cool. Yeah, I don't mind it. I got so many embarrassing things like that where I just did like random silly stuff consistently and made myself look like an idiot. It's absolutely hilarious. But yeah, like I do that stuff because I thought it was fun at the time. One point is I spent a good amount of time trying to basically learn random statistics and poker and all that stuff, and I went down a rabbit hole on that. I went down the rabbit hole. I got lost. I couldn't do much else. My brain got completely fried. And I entered a world that I probably should never have touched. Ever. And will never touch it ever again. Well, no, I still do because, you know, obsessions. Okay, what I want is, like, obsidian towers if we can get them. Just to kind of get this leveled up so there's more than 500, but it doesn't look like that's going to go the way I want. Yeah, so if you want to know with the whole rabbit hole with statistics and stuff, the thing that kind of that I ended up running into probably should take the debt tower. The problem is like with the Ascension 7, I tend to have an issue with actually getting yourself set up, and once you are set up you don't need the debt tower anymore for the extra gold. You just need it for the rerolls, which doesn't help in other playstyles, like other areas of this game. It is a good idea. I just find that I can't get what I want. Yeah. Man, I'm not getting any, last ditches of honey. Not that it really matters at this point. There we go. But yeah, so the rabbit hole with statistics and all that jazz. I forgot to buy the flower, but it doesn't really matter. So, a lot of people understand that if you've got a 50-50 chance on flipping a coin that gives heads or things like that as well, you know, if you flip 100 times, it'll even out to roughly 50-50, right? That's just the actual fact of what will happen. Like, it is what will happen eventually over time. You'll come closer and closer to that even state. Now, something to kind of, like, throw people that kind of, just everyone and even myself at the time was, if I gave a bag of marbles to you and 3 of them are red and 1 of them is blue, and you had to keep picking out marbles, and if you pick one out, you name what it was, and you put it back in the bag. The odds for you picking out that blue marble are 25%. Now, do you think you will ever actually hit 25% on those blue marbles? And, like, you actually, you know, eventually you will go over, you will go under, it's random chance still. But on average, you don't actually get 25%. It's always less than that. And I spent ages wrapping my head around it, and I've had arguments and debates over it as well, with people being like, no, that doesn't sound right. I'm like, genuinely, it's the difference between expectation and probabilities and the actual outcomes that you'll get. And then some people understand straight away, like, oh yeah, because the red ones are more likely. It's like, it's the logical choice, you know? It's more likely to happen, so therefore it'll happen more often. Yeah, some people are now being like, what? What are you talking about? What do you mean? And I would just say, like, yeah, you get to live the rest of your day with that knowledge in your head that you will never understand or contemplate and think I'm completely wrong on. And it's fine. It generally is absolutely fine. But it was one of the problems that I couldn't wrap my head around ages. And I messed around with it, like, bring up a bunch of equations I barely understood. Oh, that was so close. Oh. That was so close. I'm annoyed by that one. Okay. So the B way is one of the ways to go on that. We've got an option if we can get an early good start. The cat token is too late, isn't it? Because it doesn't scale as quickly as I want it to. I'll take it. We'll try it out. We'll try it out. We get the cat down. Go the cat here. And let's peek down there. Yeah, that was really close. Really close indeed. Slightly disappointed by it, but hey-ho. Okay, we've got some scaling set up. It's back to the drawing board. I know I can, like, just refresh it and stuff. I've done it a few times as well. But my problem is I'm kind of like, I kind of just want to see what the game gives me. You know? But don't worry, if there's something we can, like, force, like, particular towers or stuff, it could be a good idea. The issue is, like, I think my old strategy and stuff for these particular runs used to be, like, bees or cats or stuff like that. But I think, like, now it's to the point where you need, like, a certain setup to continue going further and further beyond. So, like, you can get, like, a really good early game and a really good early start. Like, here, I think I've already mucked it up for scaling-wise, because I should have probably put this a little bit further over. And maybe had the transition into something else a bit more later. I really would like that. I'm gonna try that. It'll take ages to get this milk up, but we get it, we do get it. I know. I would like to try the angry cat again, like one big cat. So yeah, in here, now you don't actually need to go back to the main menu anymore. You can actually just roll here, which is kind of nice. So if I don't like any of those, I can just go that, back, and these will re-roll. So start with freeze token, but these ones are all fixed anyway, so there's kind of like no point doing that. What are the freezes though? I will take those. Mozzie build. Is that worth it? Mosquito's only good if you get them buffed, right? You know, I do that with like bees and flowers and stuff, so let's try this out. I know that they're one of my favorites because you get the immunity and stuff, and I think that's like really good. The issue I think with them sometimes is the fact that like they just never ever have like enough attack power. Yeah, my mosquito with cat is the milk token is stupidly strong. Have I tried that? I don't know. It's not. I'm not sure if it's in my my repertoire or my wheelhouse. Of all the videos I've produced on this game so far, I really wish it was, because yeah, I really should have tried that out before. See, we get this like straight away again. Okay. So, this is my decision making at the moment. Is if I take the Obsidian Tower. I don't have the Flower Tower yet, but I get a kind of an early setup with the Guardian stuff ready to go. Problem is I lose the ability to kind of scale this Mosquito because I have to put it here. Kind of hence why I left this space slot. I don't think that this will even win unless I get the Flower Tower early. Which I might do, and I might regret this decision, but we're going to do a Mosquito build. We are going to do the Mosquito build. To prove it, we're going to do that first. I'd say it's going to be a Mosquito build. It's going to be more like a flower build with a Mosquito attached. But we're going to stick to my guns. What should we get the flower now? See, with the poison and annoyance, like, it sounds good on paper, right? Because it lowers the attack power, they take more damage on per hit, and that seems really good, but my issue with the poison is it doesn't really scale that well. And, like, lowering the attack doesn't really do anything for the annoyance, so there's kind of, like, anti-synergy in itself. And I know that's me being, like, very simple-minded over it. Like, 100% I completely agree I'm being simple-minded over it. But, like, my brain isn't able to figure out... Yeah, like poison just doesn't do enough for it to be a build by itself. It doesn't matter whatever you try or anything else as well. Annoyance, I think, is something where if they didn't put it attached to a Mosquito, the game would be broken. And again, like, the Mosquito also has, like, anti-synergy in its own build, where it gives itself attack based upon how many Mosquitoes are on the field. Right? And, like, you don't really want more Mosquitoes, you just want the one, because the one is what scales with the, poison for just the early game. that kind of makes more sense. Ooh, another flower tower, I'll pick that up. That does make more sense now. And then you kind of like, you know, go into something else after. I am interested. Ah, there we go. We can start scaling now. Now, get more annoyance if we can. Level this up as much as possible. At least with the Royal Tower. You are right with that. You are right, and I'm an idiot. I should have put this here and then got double buffs with the flower. I really should have done. You are completely right. I am a moron. It's fine, it's fine. Yeah, because that would have scaled the mosquito a lot better than what I'm trying to do right at the moment. I think the only issue with that is getting enough honeys, isn't it? Okay, maybe we'll try it again. Maybe we'll try it again. Ascension 7. What are we going for here? Ooh, do we take that cat token again? Can't help myself. I see a cat token, I gotta take it. Okay, so last time we learnt my lesson. I need the extra space to make sure I have other scaling opportunities, right? So what I want is like 2 milks. So like here, and then we can like build the whole bee stuff in front maybe. So we have a chance then to kind of swap over. Oh, we're going to lose the first one, that's fine. There we go, there's the milk. We'll put a bee up front, so we've got it there. So the main thing we're focusing on this cat. Kind of got lucky on that one. Was probably going to lose the life otherwise. Don't need more milk there. Got the obsidian tower, like I could put it right here, right now. It's going to affect my rerolls terribly, but I will do it. Yeah, I probably should have shifted this stuff over a little bit. We're going for the other bee. No, take the cat here before the milk. So this is kind of like a setup that I've kind of like practiced a few times, although we're getting already destroyed, where it's like I need something that kind of sets the early game up, and then you kind of just like build to your late game stuff. I shouldn't have rerolled there. There was no point. I couldn't get a flower or anything else. So you kind of use the early power of the cat with the token and stuff to kind of like destroy stuff, although that hasn't worked here. We'll try again. Ownership rights, ladder tower. I will take that. I think this start is underrated a little bit. Like, yeah, you lose 2 like tower slots, but genuinely I don't think it's that bad. Because you get the stats here straight away, which I think, especially in this like late ascension stage, really helps out. It doesn't matter where bees are, but I can't use them yet, so I'll put this down. Bees can be anywhere. Bees can be anywhere. Oh, no, I should have waited on that. Coffee tower. I'll pass. That's going to hurt me later, but I will pass. You know, do like a good cup of coffee. Say that, my coffee now has gone cold. I made it like ages ago and I realized, oh yeah, I got a coffee on the table. Ooh, another bee. Actually, no, the bee's fine for now. We'll put that down. But yeah, we'll see if we can get this Ascension 7 done. If I can get it done, I'm going to be so happy. We don't... So this is where, like, I don't need more milk, but milk does help, like, regardless of whatever you put it on, right? Because it will also scale these. Like, I've done it before where I've had milk on the flower tower to give everything more stats. That was funny. Don't know if that's actually one of the runs that was put up on YouTube before. Maybe it was. We'll take stats here on gold. Instant level up on the bee. Bear tower. I would have liked the bear. But I got no space for it. No space for it whatsoever. I don't know if it's me, but I think this build is working a little bit too well currently. I'm waiting for the full... I'm taking the honey over the obsidian tower because I want the scaling first. Don't know if it's just me, but it seems like I'm having trouble already. Like I'm gonna hit a wall at some point and be like, okay, that's it, game over. Can't do anything more. Yeah, but back to what I was saying like ages ago. About sort of like everything's available on YouTube. You can get pretty much any skill you want from just like looking at like a couple of videos and stuff like that. I was saying kind of like how I mentioned like in other videos as well that it's a weird thing to think that a lot of people this day and age just don't know some of the basic skills that someone like my age was taught by both their parents or by grandparents and stuff like that. Like, I don't consider myself old, although I probably am. Like, mentally, I kind of sometimes feel older than the people I actually ended up hanging out with. Nothing wrong with that, it's just kind of funny. Really? Oh, shame. You know, I need to switch things up a bit. Let's ruin myself with the Inferno Tower. We've got Ascension 5 on this. Ascension 5. Let's see if we can do anything better. All towers are uncommon. Let's go. That is actually like a really good start. Don't worry, we'll come back to the Royal Tower. I'm just having a rough time and I need to at least kind of like reset myself, I think. Okay. Nice, man. I would hate to know how many hours that took you to do. I'm assuming, is that modded or unmodded as far as like the Ascension levels go? Just out of curiosity. Because unmodded, fair play. Modded, still well done, because I guarantee that's still hard. Because, yeah, I think at that point then luck isn't really a factor anymore, and you're still struggling. What are we going to go with? Man, that's... 15 is insane. Like, dude! Actually, we'll do this, because that doubles that up. Even 7 on Inferno I think is difficult as hell. I mean, it is the Inferno Tower, right? Inferno joke. And man, that is well played. Like, genuinely. I'm just, I could do with a beer tower. Yeah, that'd be really helpful. Okay, we got this down here as well. I'm gonna put this here. And I'll pass. So yeah, my lovely issue. I don't mind people saying some backseat gaming and stuff. Like the main thing of it is if I can't tell if something is a bad idea or a good idea, that's on me. As long as people are not aggressive about it, I do not mind people telling me, I think you should have done this. Because the thing is if you don't tell me, how am I meant to know if I'm improving or getting worse at a game, right? The main thing is do it in a polite way, yeah? Because everyone has their own ideas of what's always going to be best or stuff like that. And... no, we put that there. But I don't mind it. Just remember, like, if I don't do something, it's probably because I'm either, 1, not thinking, 2, didn't read it in time, or 3, I'm a moron. I'm allowed to call myself a moron. But yeah, I don't mind it. So Chaos Tower always to the far right. Curry needs to hit at least. Ah, makes sense now. Yeah, I see. That's something that my brain wouldn't have thought of by itself. Like the logic is there, and I understand it. And I get exactly what you're saying, because basically you want to weaken the boss's health bar until it gets all the way to the left-hand side. So you want to put your more stronger towers to the left, because it doesn't matter. Like, it makes so much more sense when you put it like that. But yeah, like I said, my brain will just look at me and go, yeah, we can't figure this out. I can put 3 of these down, get another level up. Yeah, I would say the mole build does need that, because you need the extra space and everything else, because otherwise you take the 2 hits, especially early, and you're pretty much gone. I mean, I technically do have an unhealthy obsession with the Succubus Tower, but, you know, that's maybe on her? Yeah, I know the imp strat, especially with the sort of like separate them out to make sure you have that set up. My thing is always kind of the idea of like this is my start, right? What do I do, kind of thing. This is where the Inferno Tower, I think my frustration always ends up building on. It's kind of like, okay, so I've got this setup. What's the plan? And like, okay, I think we'll go over a Sulfur Tower up front because I need something up front. And I'm thinking like, well, what else do I really want? And like, where do I go from here? So I'll build a second one. Just in... see, I think that as well. Like, I infuse, and that is probably the right choice. But what I always find that I end up happening is, like, I then don't have enough towers to do the tanking, as such. I don't mind this Sulfur start, because I think, like, that actually has some value to it. Because it kind of does the things I want it to do. And then, like, I need a Chaos Tower for the reroll, so I'll put it to the far right, as you suggested, because that is completely a better idea. And then, like, do I just infuse now, or do we start thinking about going a ration build. I think rations are terrible anyway. I don't have them all, so I don't really want this, otherwise I won't get the chance to play anything else to take it off the board. So I think we just, yeah, as you said, probably do this and just infuse. Makes sense. I think the double sulfur start is something that I think people maybe slightly underrate. The problem is getting to remove them, of course. Okay. So this is kind of where I want to play with the succubus a little bit. I know. I'm a sucker. A simp. So this is kind of the point where I'm like, okay, do I want to go like keeping these down? See, I think the sacrifice of the crown is fine. What I always tend to get to the point with is, like, every time on turn on round 5, I will always lose a crown. Again, that's probably just me playing bad, or, you know, just the way the game ends up being. I'll put that down just so we can at least get the health scaling. But it's like, I think when you kind of break everything down to it in the end, I think then you get to a point where you've only got like 1 or 2 options of like builds that you can actually make. Here we go, finally. So root tower goes down, so that will allow infinitely scale, but it will at least keep going. Ah, the first double wave. Sacrifice the first crown, save mana. Okay. So before the first upgrade. Because you know you're going to lose it anyway, so just save the mana and... Yeah, to us, I've never seen myself actually ever win that wave. I guess that's kind of like why I end up like liking the succubus so much, because I'm going for it all the time. That's really good early. I think I'm only like one thing away from my build. I'm gonna do that because I want to get this up to 10 health if I can. So one thing I have noticed is on this is the Drover Towers issue. I mentioned this before because the game had orders to stuff, and I do like the Drover Tower. But the fact that it just destroys anything with 10 health is kind of really frustrating now. And there's no way that you can kind of like scale it at the same rate. If you get what I mean? Like, it doesn't take priority. I have no idea if that was good or not. Yeah, the imps give the buff and it's really good. And I completely agree, like, once you get the setup going, it's like, it's just GG. Like, you win the game at that point. Because you can keep getting imps, especially if you get the incubator tower as well alongside that. My thing was here was the fact I didn't want to be wasting the money to get the buffs at the same time and stuff. I can kind of get rid of this eventually anyway. All I'm using it for is just 2 tower slots to get the succubus up to the level. Yeah, the imps are ridiculous, like, once you get them going and stuff. And then, because you keep buying lots of them, the incubator tower grows into itself and things, and like that's scaling as soon as you buy, what's it, 66 of them? Or even more, just of any tower. But like, if you, like, as I kind of got lucky with getting the bloody tower. YouTube doesn't like that word. Yeah, there could be 2 imps. I'm thinking, well, I think if we look back at this, though, with the rolls I probably had before I picked up this root tower, like, I probably would have spent more on getting the imps set up than I would do, and my regen on the health on this would be less. So, would it have been worth, like, this probably would have been up higher by, I'd say, maybe 6, 8 damage and health. But I'm not too sure if that would actually make a difference in the long run, right? Maybe it would do. I mean, I said, like, most of the stuff, like, I'm trying to think in my head, but I think I gotta kind of actually experiment and... Do I waste the money here on this? No, I want it, but I shouldn't. Yeah, the imps do give the mana back. I think, isn't it like they updated them, didn't they, to give the mana back, which is 2 instead of that. So you actually kind of gain mana as well now. I guess I'm still stuck in my old ways. I will admit I am stuck in my old ways. I did, yeah, I have noticed the mana difference. I think the only downside of it now then is just rolling into them. Right? Is tower debt now? Try and tank. I think there's a loss in this one anyway. Yeah. Oh well. We'll try it again. Let's see what start we can get. Freeze tower, rare tower, infinite. I'll take the freeze tokens. I'll take the freeze tokens. So. Let's do the strat. Let's do this. Let's see if I can actually learn. We'll tank up. Instantly lost that straight away. That's hilarious. I'm not worried about being unlucky. Like, I know variance is always a thing. Like, stuff like that will always happen. So, I'm going to point it out now because I was saying it earlier about the Drover Tower. So, the Drover Tower is a really good tower. So, anything to the right of it basically will lose 10 HP permanently, and then it gets 10 experience and levels up, which I think is an upgrade to where it was before, but also a bad thing as well. Like, it's also a downgrade. Otherwise, it gets +3 attack, which is just a bonus. So it's above level 2, it gets the bonus. The issue you have is you put this down anywhere, I can no longer put towers next to it. Oh yeah, instant level 2 prism, if you have the mana to buy the prism and make sure it gets to 10 health before you turn around and do that, right? And then you're kind of rolling a little bit on being lucky. Works wonders, absolutely brilliant. But feed imps for it. That makes sense. Let's put that down then. We'll just buff myself. See, you do come up with the smart ideas, Ripper Chief. You really do. You watch it now, I'll get no imps. Have they updated this tool? No, they have not updated the tooltip of the Cauldron Tower. So everyone knows that this so everyone knows that this actually gets stats based upon the root tower it eats, right? I'm assuming so. Is the one thing that I learned out, I was like, hang on, what? Why is that gaining stats? Yeah, it generally gains stats, so I'll see if I can show it off. it is kind of dumb because it doesn't actually specify that it gives stats to itself when it eats those, and it also gives you the potions. And it was one of those things. Okay, we got enough, so we'll put the cauldron here. I don't mind wasting a run for this. So at the moment it's a 3-4. So see, this is why I play random stuff all the time, because I find it more interesting. Ah, we're going to lose, aren't we? Ah, never mind. So we'll see if we can force it. I'll lower the difficulty a little bit, because I want to try this. Okay, so Driver Tower in the store. We can do a bit of re-rolling. Ration Tower, no. Friar Tower, no. Root Tower, we don't care about. Chaos Tower, don't care about. I would like to take you, Bloody Tower. Yes, the escape key is easier. But I know for a fact that I'd sit there and go straight through it. Imp Tower, Portal, Well, Sulfur, Gargoyle, Trickster, Smelter. I'm going to give up so many runs to show this off now, aren't I? I'm going to give it so many runs. Cauldron, there we go. We're going to force this build. We're going to easier difficulties just because it'll be fun, and with this style, I'm going to put this... Oh yeah, the other thing about the cauldron, which is nice to know, I believe it can eat stuff from either side as well. So I don't mind wasting a run to show that off as well. So we're going to put this here, and we'll just... yeah, if it I think it does. Like, it only eats one of them, but it does eat from both sides. So it will actually take the left one, but if there's one on the right, it will only take the right one, I think. Only the mole eat, yeah, the mole eats both. I'm thinking we'll mess around, science and all that. Because I think it's just if it's adjacent. There you go. Eats from the left. Just in case you want to know, and it gains stats, so now it's a 5-6. The more you know. I know, it's one of those things where it's like, you wouldn't expect it to do that straight off the bat. And I figured this out by messing around with random builds and not doing efficient ones to try and find other ways. I was like, oh, okay, so this actually gains stats. It will only eat, so it says there, destroys a tower. It might not be intended. It might not be intended, because it's probably using some of the code from the mole tower. Yeah, I'm not going to complain. But it does mean that you can build more interesting builds with this. So if I put this at the start, and then had like root tower here, I could feed this into the one and feed the other one into the mole at the same time whilst having potions, and then maybe getting like a sulfur tower leveled up somewhere else. It does mean I take up like 4 spaces with just roots, but interesting way to play the game. You know, I'm not going to complain. What do we want to do here? Let's do something fun. I love regen so much. So we're going to make use of these potions a lot. Now I'm going to gain 2 regen every turn. I could have pro-bought that. Now, we never complain about unintended outcomes. But yeah, it is probably using some weird part of the codes from the mole tower, which is just being applied slightly differently. Which is kind of nice. It is kind of nice. I should put 6 into myself here. Don't know if it'll keep me alive, but... But it is one of the things I said, my friends always say to me, if you want to find a bug in a game or something that's not intended, you point to my direction and I will try to break everything. I do it at work quite a lot as well. Like if someone wants to find out some weird interaction that they've never had before, they send them to me. So I did like this start quite a lot when I first started playing this game. Just because the regen sticks around with the Blood Tower. Admittedly, like, this is not even higher essential levels, but it does mean that like you get more health in your Inferno, which is kind of the issue most of the time. It just doesn't have enough health, and nothing has enough health. Root level 2. Get you up higher. Pass. But yeah, like that little cauldron discovery. I'm assuming it's meant to gain stats, because otherwise it wouldn't really be playable without it, right? And the potions are just a nice side benefit to it. I really did put the bloody tower in the wrong place though, didn't I? Chaos Tower, you get some more. And we're going to buy this, because we want it. And then you can go there as well. But yeah, interesting mechanics. Finding random ways to annoy stuff. And I think what this does as well is if I get more cauldrons, it actually gains more stats as well. So it looks like it does scale with itself. That and that. And we're only at level 1, so I don't need to worry about anything else. So we can actually just do this, and if it transforms, it transforms. There we go. Cool. Random builds that are not intended. Yeah, I don't know when... I don't think this was a thing that started out like this. It was gaining like +2/+2, but... I said I'm not going to complain. Put you on Root Tower, why not? I mean, this is probably not going to be a win or anything like that, so... Yeah. Yeah, interesting part of the mechanics to kind of figure out. I enjoy doing silly stuff. We'll just take the round 1 stuff there. Means I can spend and do whatever I want for a bit. And I should be good to go. Yeah, I've been messing around with the Cerberus and the Promised Tower a lot as well. Because I felt like that was the best early game you could get, is getting both of those. But then what I found out was that just kind of like meant that you had to assign 2 towers that, to be honest, don't do anything by themselves. You have to kind of invest more into them. And then you also then kind of like don't have them for late game either, because they just don't scale that well. The rightmost. So we put you there adjacent. We're going to mess around with something here. I know this is terrible putting them at the front. I should put them later, but I have to put them at the front because of the combo I want to mess around with. If we get it. Two mana whelps. My brain is now tinkering over that idea. My brain is now tinkering over that idea. Oh yeah, I completely agree. If you play this solo, like, you just do that and then start scaling it. I don't want to play it solo. What I would like to do is play it with something else. But by the looks of it, that's not going to happen, so... Because the other thing with the Ifrit Tower, and I think I may have shown this off a few times during some of my runs, which was the infuse effect is kind of a keyword. Yeah, just take stats there. So yeah, so as it says there, basically will infuse X mana. So infuse technically should be highlighted as a keyword on this because it will infuse 5 mana. So if you get the Jinn as well, that also will infuse. By the looks of it though, we're not going to be able to do that. I should have probably picked the other bit as well, so... Anyhow. I'm just getting the stats there. So as long as I put 5 mana into this now, I'll just give X, which is 5 in this case at the moment, and increase it by 1. Which will give more stats to this as well. And that was a really bad turn. So like this is getting, you know, 5 on the infuse as well, and it's an interesting mechanic that I was messing around with the moment we got the Medusa Tower. You see, but what happens if you got the blue into the Medusa into the red? The only issue with the Medusa Tower is it only triggers once. Right? Otherwise, like, you could have them bouncing back with the blue and the Medusa quite a lot. Which is the bit I figured that was the, you know... Oh yeah, like, the scaling on it will be ridiculous, because essentially you double the infuse consistently on it. Like, I've never got that run to work, but yeah, I would love to see it happen. And the moment it does, it'll be absolutely brilliant. I'll be laughing my backside off the moment it does. So there we go, we got level up on this. No. Yes. Yes. There's no worries putting that there. And we'll level this up. So now we get extra infuse on there. Maybe we still lose, I think, this round, right? Medusa Tower, why do this to me? But yeah, the scaling on that would be dumb. No, here's the thing. It's something that I always kind of moan at a little bit too much with some of my videos and stuff. But I always feel like the uncommon choice is probably the best one you can get on this, unless it's like a specific tower for a combo you want. But because you can't re-roll as easily, it's not really worth you. Oh yeah, imps, temporary buffs, yeah. I always feel like this gets to the combo. Yeah, they get free at some point. Oh. Ripper Chief, what do I do? What do I do now? Spire? I was thinking that. I really was thinking that. Oh, I guess we just double it up. I can't do anything with this though, but I think a 15-15 start is pretty good. I guess we just then invest into getting rerolls to make sure that we can actually get another Spire. But that's what I mean, like, I think all the uncommon towers just have such a good start. Now, here's the thing. Is the Djinn worth it here over the you know, getting myself more mana per turn? Yeah. I was thinking that as well. Like, I was looking at it being like, yeah, that's just like the better opportunity, right? More towers to get the Spire online as quickly as possible. Oh. Do I just take this now? Don't commit on too many things. Okay, so just stick with the Spire Tower. Fair enough. Bell Tower, yeah, okay. I'll keep my money though, because I don't know why I'm keeping money. So we want to focus on the Spire Tower, so now we can start like rerolling for it, I guess. I guess Imp Towers, as you said, they are kind of stuff we can just take, so... Do we keep them divided, or should we go and keep them stacking them? Or do we just divide the first two and just have 2 spaces for them? So let's do like that. Yeah, place 2 divided, okay. My placement's probably going to be terrible on this, but... Yeah. Okay, I'm going to take stats here. Well, no. And left, put the Drover next to them. Okay, yeah, because you can keep gaining stats that way as well. Rarity. I will listen to you. Now, is the Succubus Tower here? You know, no, it does the same thing as the Drover Tower, right? With some benefits to it. Oh, this is so ridiculous now. I think I'm getting like a god run, so I'm going to muck it up without even trying. Okay, Drover Tower is better, because it duplicates. I understand that. I do understand that. Okay, 2 Well Towers and roll. Do we just take the Imp as well? Because I guess might as well at this point to get them to free. Yeah, don't. Yeah, they know never to roll into 5 mana. I guess then we just do 2 Wells, and then just pick up the Imp then. And then we stack the Chaos. Or do we save mana at this point? No, I already got 2 rerolls. That's kind of fine, isn't it? I think. I'm surprised I got through the stage 5 without taking a hit. Okay, yeah, I guess it is too expensive to get level 3. The game kind of wants me to take this, though, like... Let's see what we get. Oh, there we go. 1 more Spire. And... I guess just pass then, isn't it? What do you mean never punished? I'm having a really good run at the moment. Like it's. See. This is one of my favorite points when I like people giving feedback and everything else as well, right? Because at this moment in time, there's always a delay between you typing and what I will actually do, and it's that moment where you think to yourself, "No, please don't do that." Yeah, you get it. Right? It's absolutely brilliant. I think that's what creates all the most funnest things where it's like, oh my god, he's an idiot, please. Okay, so at this point, so I just pass? I assume we just pass at this point now. And then carry on. Or do we try and, like, at least go for a well tower? I think that's probably the... That is probably too expensive. Yeah, turn. Yeah. See, I know the right thing to do. I just never do it. Ah. Never punished indeed. Okay, so we've hit the jackpot, we've got the spire, it's going to be getting plus 13 every turn. Now, at this point, I got to make sure I can't lose this, because you'll take the mick out of me for the rest of the time I ever post any content on this. So how do I not lose this now at this point? Now, what do I need to do to make sure that never happens? I mean, another level on the Spire Tower is probably the best thing. Like, I've got to hunt for that at some point. I got to make sure I don't lose the boss as well. So do I do something like just pick up a Cerberus Tower here and just start infusing it to at least mean I have something to kind of take it back? Just roll once, and then turn, and see what we get then. This game really wants me to... I guess there is no risk. The problem is like the boss still just takes you out regardless how many crowns you have. That's the only thing I'm kind of like a bit dubious on. The game really wants me to take the Succubus Tower, and I know it's bad, but like... No, I'll listen, we'll enter. Try to keep over 10 gold. So I'm trying to keep over 10 gold. What am I hunting for in like that rare category? Trickster for annoyance. I mean, we did see it earlier, didn't we? Yeah, I'm gonna buy this extra Spire Tower just to and I guess we'll start buffing this guy up as it is free. And we roll. No, we end turn. Might as well end turn. Keep gold high. I will admit, this is hilarious to me in every shape, way, or form, because I would normally be in your position in other games for other people, and it's it's funny. Okay, so we've got the Drover Tower, we put that down, that's what we've been hunting for ages. And we got one more reroll, so I guess we reroll, hopefully go for the Trickster. We get the Trickster, so okay. It's about our cast annoyance on one random neighboring tower. So I assume I just put this next to the spire and we keep this space open consistently. Because neighboring always does that. At the end of the turn, 2 malicious towers, don't care about that. Turns first turn to res malicious tower. Cool. I understand, yeah. I guess we take the hat here then, don't we? Or do we just look to kind of like force stuff? Actually, do I need to do anything? Do I need to do anything from these? It's an interesting debate. Interesting debate. Okay, hat means no imps. Okay, so we want to force imps then, so we should be going... Probably go nullification then, right? Because like, this would be great because they're cheaper and you get more rolls, but it doesn't make a difference. Yeah, I think this and just remove all the commons, isn't it? What's the level up on the Trickster? Because like, I've never really used it. Is it worth going for the level up on the Trickster or not? That's the other question I've got on that. More annoyance, so it like gives it more levels, so it is worth it then. I'm buying it. Yeah. See, what's going to be hilarious later is we're all going to look back at this and be like, how on earth did this moron get this run? I go for Crown here, because the Crown is just way too good with this extra stat straight away. I'm taking that. Imps always appear, so... put that down. It's only 1. I guess now we just start leveling up well towers and stuff, right? And try and make sure we keep 10 mana. So I won't reroll them. Yeah. Oh, this game. You know, I may have moaned like way too much at some point about this game. And now I got one person giving me guidance, and suddenly like the game has suddenly become easy mode. I don't... oh yeah, I gotta remove commons. And higher chaos tower. Okay. So remove that. We don't want that in either. We don't want that in either. So we get rid of all those, and then we'll just pass turn. Replace Genie with Whirlwind. Huh. Yeah, I mean, guess that would make more sense, wouldn't it? All the imps, yeah. Actually, we can force that every time now, can't we? Get rid of the Cerberus Tower, we don't need that. Don't want the Genie. I will take your advice. We'll put a Whirlwind Tower in. It's going to take up like 10 mana straight away. See, this is the bit where I get annoyed with the imps. It's like, I could put it here, but it's pointless, so I just want to just put it here, because at least then, like, you know, this gives more stats when it dies, right? And we'll buy that for an extra level on there, and then we'll do that. We don't get all the mana in there, but it's fine. Yeah, I will say, like, this clearly is a god run with, with someone's expertise in the background telling me exactly what's going on. Okay, so if we can level, we do that. Otherwise, they can just dump them in there. Fair enough. Jova Tower makes no difference to level up, because I can't actually use its increase, so that's kind of out the question. I'm going to get rid of the Ration Tower. I actually don't need that either. Then we'll reroll. More imps, hoping for that. Go for the Well Tower there. I'm not going to reroll because I have a feeling I'm going to get a Trickster and be very disappointed. Yeah, end turn for Whirlwind. End turn for the Whirlwind. I will end up laughing at this later, being like, why don't I get these runs normally? And I'll just be like, you know what, I need my cheerleading crew behind me to tell me exactly what needs to be done. It's like, you always play better when you got someone watching. Can't level that up, so that's fine. It's true, right, though? I swear, like, you always perform better when there's some, like, that tiny amount of pressure on, right? I don't know why I even leveled up the imp. Oh, wait, did it die? Or have I just ruined everything? Oh, I've ruined that, haven't I? Ah. That's my own fault. I knew I'd do something stupid. Because now it doesn't take the 10 health because it's level 2. My bad. I don't think that breaks it, but still. I feel now annoyed with myself. But it is right, I feel like sometimes you just need, like, you know, your backing crew to make sure that, you know, you're kept in line. Okay, that's a lot of imps. Guess now we're just gonna try and re-roll for, like, aren't I meant to get... Yeah, I was gonna say, aren't... Oh, -1 tower tassel. Okay, I was panicking there. I was like, my brain is not functioning on that. Yeah. It's kind of that point where I'm kind of looking at, like, what the best course of action is to try and make sure that you kind of maintain your mana as much as possible. Because I think the strategies between the Royal Tower and the Inferno Tower are so different on what you kind of have to try and accomplish that it's not intuitive to switch between the two. Oh, there we go. I guarantee you there are going to be people that watch this afterwards. I mean, like, oh my god, how does this idiot get this sort of run on Ascension 5? What the hell? Oh, save mana. Okay, fair enough, yeah, next. Just use the token on, I assume, my biggest thing. Yeah. Because I forget that the auto-buy feature is existing. And between that, sometimes, especially in this case, like, I may not want to... I guess I should buy that on there, right? What is the auto-buy feature? Double-click it doesn't bring anything up. Am I having a moment? Isn't like Control-E as well? Oh, I'll have to have a think about that. What are the patch notes? Oh, in-game settings, gameplay settings, Ah, there we go. Press E, double-click tower. Okay, I had it turned off. That's why my... See, my brain does not function. There we go. And there's the tag for it. Thank you. Just all on. Auto buy everything is... No, I know. You mean like all of this as well. Quick purchase towers, everything else as well. Token first. Okay, I learned my lesson. There you go. So, I mean, I'm adding to the tension. I'm adding to the tension. Could buy that, won't scale, but, you know. I know I mucked this imp tower up and it's very annoying, but, yeah. Now, that has to be a glitch, right? That's got to be not intended for the gargoyle. Like that definitely sounds like that's an unintended, yeah. I think that's probably because it's probably bypassing like the actual purchase itself because it's the auto buy feature. that's probably causing the issue on that. So like the code that says that you purchase something rather than it being an effect, it's classing the auto buy feature as an effect, meaning that it applies the gargoyles buff to it. The same as like the auto buy feature is basically like a reroll. Yeah. Man, that's kind of funny. You know what, stuff it. Let's just infuse this thing as much as possible. Really? I did not know that the debt tower... That's a buff for the debt tower in this mode then, isn't it? Okay, so that basically would mean that how the game is actually working. It gives you the mana, then takes it away from you through an expenditure, like an effect as well. At least what the game classes that, hence why it buffs the Gargoyle Tower. Huh. I mean, the debt tower could be intended, right? I mean, it's not really not actually intended, but you could make a gameplay feature out of that. So that would mean that the incubator tower probably has the same effect then, if I'm correct on that. Because it takes mana off you to generate imps in your shop. Yeah. That's a build idea. Yeah, I know the reroll buffs, and I think that's part of the intention as well, and so does the infuse as well, because you spend mana on an effect. Yeah, because what I'm thinking is like the whole point is the fact that you spend mana in an effect way rather than a purchase way, right? So you have an effect and a purchase. You spend mana on an effect. Basically the Gargoyle Tower goes, oh, I'll take that mana as like a side, you know. Almost like it takes part of the transaction. But then you have other things that are doing that as part of the unintended effect of the game and the game mechanics because of just the way that it's been programmed or things like that as well. I think gaining more mana is kind of pointless at this point because scaling is an issue. Maybe I should just focus on getting the towers I want, but then once I've done that I don't need mana anyway, so yeah. I'll hit the notifications, I think. Yeah. you managed to get to the Gargoyle to level 5. I would have... I genuinely would have loved to have seen that. I guess we keep buffing myself now. Ah, the Chakra Tower, yeah. What do we get now? Drumroll, please. So, should we have fun with the prison tower at this point? I mean, I don't think it matters what it does, doesn't it, actually? It does matter what I do now, doesn't it? I need to get the Drover Tower at least level up as well. I think the words you want to put in there are no. Don't be a moron. Just Defender and Forgotten, okay. Fair enough. We'll just enter on that. Star token, more tricksters. Yeah, that would probably make sense. Did the auto buy not go off on that? Interesting. Yeah, it's been my habit to always place it here. I don't know why. I just always have done. I know I should place it here because more stuff will take more hits. But I'm thinking of going like, yeah, even then, like, even if I put like 4 mat defenders there, I still am doing it wrong. I know I'm doing it wrong. It's not you, it's me. Yeah, we'll enter them. I know my positioning is something that I need to improve on with this game, 100%. At level 2. Okay. So in that case, I probably should stop auto-buying Whirlwind Towers then as well. And I can't really buy those anyway. Okay, so we can get a memory one here. Yeah, it doesn't kill anymore, I know that. I mucked it up ages ago. Because, I did something stupid. It's because I leveled up to level 2 earlier on, and that was my own fault. I noticed that straight away, the moment after I did it when it was still in the field, and I was like, okay. Yeah. Star token. Always use the shop. Got it. You know what? I'm going to turn this auto-buy feature off for a moment so I can actually figure this all out. So that, get the star token for now, straight away. So we've got 2 of them now. And then I'm going to roll these, put that down, because I actually want that. I guess we'll just get 2 tricksters off that. Oh, yeah, just 2 unforgotten, right? See, this is the thing. It's like, I just need the nudge. Of like, don't, you know, this is what you're meant to do. Because I do it all the time, I overcomplicate it. I do the worst thing during poker as well. That's a nightmare. So I always avoid using the Forgotten Tower. So I've got to remember what all this does. So gives the tower a memory grace that retains 30% of temporary bonuses as permanent on a tower. Ah, because of all the imps. So we buy this. I can only buy 1, so the first defender, yeah. So we should have that on defender. And I guess then we just start getting as many of the defender towers as possible then. Always defender. So should we go two Forgotten Towers then? To get more tokens? Or is it better to go like 2 defense towers? Because as you said, I'm now rich, so... yeah, we'll save money. Don't know why I'm saving money. I will admit that the defender tower is kind of like semi-broken. I actually lost there. So, does this token stack? Oh no, what can he have? No, okay, so he only has 1. Fair enough. So we buy that then, put that on the Inferno, because might as well at this point, because it retains stats. Red arrows. Nah, single use. Use location for rare towers. Okay, so like remove all the commons and stuff, because we don't need any of them anymore. Play 2 defender. Okay. So I guess we might as well start removing that. Don't need those anymore either. Try and make sure we can get at least the common, the uncommon ones. I don't really need any more imps, but them being destroyed is still pretty good. Yeah, see, Ripper Chief, you say that to me, and all that does to me is so, like, we'll be looking back at this at 5 minutes' time, like, how did you lose? You an idiot. And I'll be like, I don't know. There is a pity effect. I thought there was. Because I swear at one point, like, they seemed to scale up, and then for some reason they would just completely back off. So it basically gives you a pity round if you fail a round. So, how does that work? They have the stats. So how does that work on the wave 5 then? Because obviously, in theory, you still get 2 waves. You don't obviously have all their stats. There could be an interesting way to get around that there, I think. You know, like, there's some sort of, like, trick that would allow you to kind of almost, like, bug abuse the game. Don't know. Don't worry, Oleg. I was ahead of you. It's already on. It's got the memory. My memory's terrible, but its memory is spot on. Ah, they don't slack. That, see... Don't worry, Oleg. You're not as slow as me. But, yeah, okay, so that's what don't slack means. Okay. You know, let's get rid of these malicious towers. They're starting to annoy me as well. See, because I was always confused by that, because it never really, I never really kind of cottoned on to what that was. You know, and of course then I just don't bother looking into it any more than necessary, because why would I, right? oh, I am... So nothing else can get temporary buffs at the moment. We've buffed everything that we possibly can do, so I guess we just buy these and maybe get another Trickster up. More annoyance is more annoyance, right? And maybe get the Forgotten Tower up anyway, because why not? No, I kind of get it, because it's the same thing that most games do when, like, you're down to, like, your last hit point, but it seems to be a lot more HP than you ever think it is in most games. It's that sort of, like, comeback mechanic, right? They want to make you feel like, oh my god, that was so close, I can't believe I won that run. You know, it's that sort of feeling. Ah, fair dues, man. I was gonna say, like, man, you know a lot about this game, but that kind of would explain it as well. Hey, but mate, and even if it's unpaid, it's still stuff you can put on your CV as well. As long as, you know, you're still earning money elsewhere, and it's not taking up too much of your time. I say passion projects are like the main thing. Eventually you can turn them into actual income. Trust me, I've had quite a lot of friends end up being like, oh yeah, look at me, I'm doing all this stuff, and you think stuff that's great, but you know, do you still survive? Do you still live? Do you have everything else working for you? And as Jan, that's absolutely great. Another annoyance token. Why not at this point? Why not? I mean, I got that back up to the highest level again, but another trickster level up. That seems great. Yeah, I've got a few different like game development tools on my setup here, and I kind of like fiddle with them every so often, try and pick stuff up or learn new things depending on which one, and just kind of getting an idea of what is better for what things you want to use. Yeah, I need to level the Spire again. I know. My problem is, as I said like before, I get an obsession for something for like a small amount of time frame. That's ooh. Then you kind of just focus on that consistently. I know I shouldn't buy this, but I'm buying it anyway. Pass turn. Trickster level 3. Now I can buy the Succubus. Right, the Succubus would be really good right now, wouldn't it? No, there's nothing good for the bloody anymore. What we're going to do now is we're just going to re-annoy everyone and just buy another Drovatar and put it there. So before we do that, we'll put that on there. Then use this just so the XP technically carries over. Oh yeah, once you get that bloody tower going, it is brilliant for generating money. Absolutely brilliant. I know I'm going to ruin something on there. You gotta love how this game punishes me though, right? For not buying the Succubus Tower earlier. So the incubator tower, like I think that is gonna be like so broken in certain combos if you get it working. Okay, fair enough. Thanks, game. Yeah, I know my small mechanics. Whether I use those small mechanics or not is a completely another question. You know, sometimes I'm like a 3-year-old that goes like, ooh, button, shiny. Come on, game. You know you should want to give me that one Spire tower that I need left. Just so we can have it like maxed out. Game doesn't want me to have it. I'm much disappointed that way. Yeah, I know Star Token. I wanted to see the game would actually give it to me the normal way, but it wouldn't want to. There we go. Thanks, River Chief. I appreciate your help on this. You have enlightened me in a way that I was moaning about for so long. Yeah. That was really good. Straight into endless. Oh yeah, admittedly, I 100%, I completely agree. It was the most luck I've ever experienced in my entire life. And the rest of my day now is going to be completely ruined because I'll have no luck whatsoever. I am more than happy to know that's exactly what it is. But I have picked up some subtle differences in how I've been playing. That's going to probably at least make a bigger impact in other videos and stuff like that as well. Like 100%, I know how lucky that was. I probably used up all my luck for the entire year. Let's mess around on here, shall we? Oh, I can't buy that for 30. Much disappointment. Yeah. I mean, what is the time? Ooh, it's only 2 o'clock. No, it's gone 2 o'clock on my end. Let's just mess around with this for a bit. Yeah, 3 PM by you. Yeah, so I mean, it's just gone 2 o'clock for me. European time. I think the getting your head around the time difference between places is always hilarious. Yeah, UK. My upload time is like anti-UK though. It's absolutely hilarious. Because like for me, I upload videos about like 11 PM on average, which is kind of funny. I mean, it's by the time I come home, I end up like rendering, recording and stuff like that. It's just like, that's just when it is. It's the funs of the working world. But nah, I got stuff I gotta do at some point. See, I would love to do that, but like if I just sat down and recorded a bunch of videos, my brain would eventually just be like, what do I do now? And then I'm like, ah, and then I'd still twiddle my thumbs trying to find something else to do. Although there is one thing I've got to do, which I know I've got to do it. At some point I've either got to upgrade my setup and stuff, which I'm kind of saving up for at the moment, and actually get like a proper machine to actually handle all this stuff, and then kind of keep this current one as like a workhorse essentially. Because it is annoying when it's like certain games that come out and I'm like, I can't play them on my computer because of it just doesn't have the power I need to be able to run those games smoothly enough and record them. So I'm kind of messing around with, yeah. Because also what it'll mean as well is I can record videos while also rendering them as well and doing the edits and stuff on them. Like that's the other side bonus of that. I don't mind. Like, I mean, I'm surprised that I've got as many subscribers as I actually do currently. You know, it's not like I find it hilarious or funny. It's just it's one of those things where it's like I never thought I'd ever get so far. Completely agree. Like, yeah, as soon as I'm rendering anything, this thing I just don't touch it. I don't do anything else with it. Admittedly, though, I probably do have to get like some actual proper software to do all that stuff at some point as well, because I'm... Yeah, I know. I've still been cheaping out and using... is it good? Is it? I'll have to have a look into it. But yeah, I'm still using the normal standard Microsoft photo video editor. Probably shows in some of my videos, but yeah, I've just still been using that because I'm like, oh, I don't really want to pay money for anything else unless it's like pretty good, you know? And then most of them are on subscription services. Yeah, oof. What's worse? What is worse? And I laughed about this because I mentioned it to some other people. Is that video editor for just like the photo video editor is actually better, in my opinion, like consistency-wise, than I had with their Clipchamp rubbish. No idea why. Everyone else just says they have minor issues with it, but mine will not work at all whatsoever. It can't render a single video. No idea why. And that's the point of which I was just like, you know what, I need to kind of do something about it. And so yeah, I don't mind like a one cost just for the plain software, and then if you want updates, you can just buy the update. That would be absolutely fine with me. Something like that would be absolutely fine. Hey, nice to see you. I would say that's like Seth or Ethan? Seth Ethan. My pronunciation of your name will be terrible. Yeah, there are a lot of them out there, like complete scams, where it's like I generally just don't trust them enough because of like, I'm not giving a subscription model because I hate them in general. Like, subscription models don't help anyone in the long term. Temporary buffs are better. I'll take that. Like, the only time a subscription model helps, it helps the person that's receiving the money. Right? Because it gives you a stable source of income. It doesn't help the consumer in any way, shape, or form because of you get locked in, price changes as well as at that point then it's like it's a consistent thing you're paying for, which you tend to forget about because it's easily done, which is why a lot of companies end up doing it. Not saying that like they're all scams or things like that as well. It's just subscription models tend to be anti-consumer unless you get a lot of It's what I mean. Unless you tend to get the value for it, you just don't. There's just no point. Like there are a lot of things where I just turn around and was like, you know what? There's no point in me paying for this anymore. I do laugh though. Actually, you know what? As we're going to do it now, let's swap this over. I did it, folks. It's in endless mode. I'm allowed to. So, one thing that that I've got, which is absolutely hilarious. Can't do the bloody or get rid of the annoyance. It's annoying, but we can put it somewhere else maybe if we get it. So, I know it can, but you know, I feel bad. Yeah, it is. It's too expensive. I noticed that. So one of the hilarious things is ages ago, years back, I got my gym membership. This game is Epic Auto Towers. You might have seen some of the videos on my channel. Admittedly, we're in endless mode because we've just finished one run and essentially just mucking around now more than anything else. But I might do another run in a moment and see if we can do that with like the basic set of towers in a moment. I just kind of want to see what I can do with this on Endless. So yeah, like ages ago I picked up my gym membership and they were doing an offer at the time of which they would discount your gym membership by £1 if you got people to sign up. And a lot of you are probably now thinking, oh, I know exactly what he did. And you'd be right. You know exactly. I mean, they don't have any imp towers anymore, so it's not as good. You know exactly what I did. I got so many people to sign up And I literally mean so many people to sign up. My current gym membership is about £5 a month. I think it's $4.99. I've seen coffees that were more expensive than my gym membership. And I confirmed with them, they turned around and said, yeah, 100% it's for life. So the moment I signed up for it, that was it. I had it, I couldn't go anymore. It was hilarious, because I was only literally like, yeah, it was weird, and the fact they turned around and said it was like for lifetime as well, like I was really weirded out, because where I was, the gym just came into our area, so they were obviously looking for a lot of people, and I queried with a bunch of stuff saying like, you know, does it keep going? He went, yeah, 100%. And I was like, hang on a minute, what? I was like, that can't be right. It's like, no, it generally is. And I was like, you're kidding me. And because it's an international gym, so I had a trip to Barcelona for a weekend at one point, and I was able to, let's just say, yeah, I really wish I could have done that. I was trying to get to free while during the thing. Yeah, I generally could have got it down to free if I had enough people signed up. And I said, like, if I get to free, would it be free? And they were like, yeah, and I just didn't have enough people to sign up at the time. I think originally they would, like, I think the original price was like 35 quid. Or £35 or $34.99. They took a tenner off for early sign-ups. And then I got 20 people to sign up after me and use me as their recommendation. And it was absolutely hilarious. The guy looked at me kind of like, I did not expect you to actually do that. And I was like, don't tell me something can be free. And then it was just one of those moments where I was like, you're kidding me, right? There's got to be some loophole in it. And I read through everything and I was like, nah, this can't be right. We took a hit there. We're going to go back to the main menu and let's do another run. We shall try off with the Ascension 7. Let's try this. But yeah, I generally was trying to like force it down as low as I possibly could. Now though, they do like temporary offers. So they'll do something where you and a mate can, or your mate can sign up for like 3 months free, and you can get the recommendation for that, which will lower your next 3 months by £1 or something. So every so often, one of my mates will end up like signing up, go to the gym for 3 months, then quit, and I get like £1 off for that as well. So it'll go down for like 3 months. So it'll be the next like. It'll be a little bit lower. That doesn't go to 0 and it's only 1 referral because they limited it knowing what I'm like. But it was they learned a lesson, and as I was kind of saying before, because it's an international gym, I went to Barcelona and I used the gym there because I was signed on with all the accounts and stuff, so I could actually still have access to their gym at the same price. Didn't matter where I went. Which is kind of funny. At least to me it was, right? Let's try and gamble. We'll take that though. It really did sound too good to be true, though, I will admit that. Like, I was so dubious about it, being like, nah, there's no way on earth I can get that low. But no, they honoured it. It's still going now, which is absolutely hilarious. Yeah, I do like the B build. I do like the B build. I don't know why. I have a small obsession with bees. It might be because it's probably about the only one that I can seem to get to scale to late game. Nah, I'm saying that, like, I think cat isn't too bad. I think it's I've said this in like another video. Okay, so Forge Tower is not about me using it to pay it off, right? The Forge Tower is to get these stats to get the scaling quicker. So this will disappear. It's not here permanently. It's literally here to get this to like a certain level. After which I don't care about it. That's the only reason I kind of bought it, because it just doubled the flower stats just by itself in one turn. I completely agree it's not worth it in the long run. $5 gold and remove a token. Oh, come on, really? You re-rolled the bear. I would have loved the bear there. I kind of get what you mean when it's like, yeah, like you got to get the token, plus then you've got to have the 5 gold to where it put it down, plus everything else as well. And then you've also got to get the honey towers and things like that also, which doesn't really help the situation either. Like, it is all a... Oh yeah, thief as early as possible. I know I've missed those as well. See, that's something that I know that you can do with a thief, is like get it to a point where it actually can almost solo bosses with like 2 chests, and it does like a really good amount of damage. But every time I ever tried that, I never got that to work, except for like the challenge run. Yeah, it scales a lot higher once you get to higher levels, yeah, because like that's how I focused on that one before. But see, this is the point where my dumb mind would probably disagree with the cat accelerating. So the cat can only accelerate based upon how many spaces you get and the level it has in it, right? So it's a fixed linear progression. It doesn't increase exponentially. So like the more stats it gets, it doesn't get any stronger than what it gets. So it gets to a certain point where it just doesn't outpace anything else that you can get unless you keep investing into it. Like, it's really good at the start because you get more value per round. We'll call it that. So you get more stats per round on it than you do probably anything else in the game with a decent setup. That's kind of lucky. Yeah, but it goes up by oh, so let's level 5 from 9 plus 9. Okay, that's better than I thought it was. But again, you got to get to level 5, which okay isn't that hard to do. No, so what I mean by linear, so that's my fault. Even if it is as it gets higher in levels, it kind of does go up. Every round is the same value. It never increases any more than what you can do it. So this is kind of why I have my personal obsession with honey. Is the fact that honey and flowers, as long as you have that combo going... that's a shame. You will always gain more per round as long as I buy 1 honey. If I don't... Even if I buy a cat, and as long as the level doesn't increase or I don't get anything else, it doesn't actually get any better. Unless I put more investment to it to increase its value. Yeah, percentage scaling is always better, yeah. And kind of that's where my brain sits there and goes, hang on a minute. Can I actually do this? Kind of thing. I kind of like the milk. I think it can be an early game carry. Yeah, this game is called Epic Auto Towers, so I think it's in beta still at the moment. And essentially, yeah, it's kind of like a wave management game with towers and stuff, and they all do unique things, which is kind of interesting. I probably should explain it for you if you've never seen it before. So this is kind of like your starting tower. You generate gold per turn with it, and it also gets a little bonus of 1 health. I gain 2 experience per wave, and then I have 3 crowns, which are basically like your life totals. Chest towers, they give you gold, which gives more if next to the royal tower. So there's some combos with towers as well. This one's the thief, which gives you 1 gold if next to a chest tower, and also bonuses their attack. So it basically gives them more attack. Other towers we've got here is the cat, which when it receives milk, it gains stats. This is the milk tower, which gives milk, and it, based upon level, it'll increase further to the right and stuff. Okay, I will focus on the thief. I will learn my lesson. After following your advice for the last one, I have learned my lesson. I am not smart. Yeah, I kind of get that. Like, 2 thieves could give you more gold proficiency later down the line. Because you really do need the setup for them. 1 guardian, yeah. And then we can level up the thief as well. Yeah, I think the guardian is like really underrated. Like the bonus stats it gives both to chests and that can be like huge, especially early game. I think that's what sometimes the Inferno Tower is missing. Is basically a guardian tower. This game did it to me again. Like, what can I do? I got a flower, I got an obsidian, like... at this point I have to take it, right? I generally have to take this. No obsidian. But come on, man. My addiction. Okay, fair enough. Set rules and boundaries, that way we never hurt ourselves later. Okay. Roland Thief, fine. You win. You win. Should I pick anything else like a snake tower up or yeah, chest if I see it? Okay, cool. If we're rolling a lot, should I get a dice tower? Or is it just poor scaling? Because I probably would say I either underrate this or overrate it based upon okay. Fair enough. Because I guess at that point I'm doing the same thing I would do in the other one where I'm kind of spreading myself too thin. See, look what happens when I listen to you. This game suddenly goes, here you go, have everything you want. I'm going to say it now. I think somehow you've got access to my device and you're doing this to me. You know, just a worrying thought there for myself. We'll save 5 here because I do want the chest, don't I? We're going to lose another one, but that's fine. Okay, so this is the point where I would say to, like, with the setup I've got, I don't have enough towers to tank stuff, right? Yeah, the thief is high enough now, we know that. So, what build strategy should I be looking at here? If it was sort of arguing over small nuances. What should my plan be? What's going to give me the best outcome with this sort of setup? Because this sort of setup is probably semi-consistent to a certain point. Like, you might not get to a level 4 thief tower, you might be like at level 3 or something by this point on stage 5, right? So, okay, so we're going to buy the Guardian, stack it, and then just re-roll to see what we get. Now, what are your thoughts on a Jester Tower? Okay, roll. Or just pointless, glass. I guess we get that for the level up anyway, because it's stats. I just think we continue to roll then. Never ever. Thief. Oh, so we're gonna still... Thief is okay still. Now, do I stack the Thief, or do I just put it to the side in the case of getting... Like, what's more efficient here? Because at this point... If I stack the Thief, I don't gain anything out of it. Put it to one side, it's an extra hit. So it's between these kind of two places I would, and try and then roll for a chest tower to get that double stacking going. Although that kind of is very rare. You want... Okay, we want the level 5. Not a second one. Fair enough. We lose anyway. Umbrellas at last. It was going to happen at some point. The problem was I didn't have enough stuff to kind of, like, basically hit stuff into to take health off it or anything else, which is kind of like the way the build goes. Now, should I meme it for the slime tower here? And just, like, go full in with the slime at the start? Or should I try and roll to get something actually decent? Is always lose. Always lose. Fair enough, fair enough. And so, let's try. Let's do something, because I would say probably a lot of people that end up watching all the content for Epic Water Towers and stuff like that probably don't like these things are really... The whole point is it's scaling though, is the fact that you can add that on and stuff, but you need a setup beforehand, which is the problem for it. But yeah, like, so removal tokens are useful if you have stuff already, which you don't really do, so as a start, I don't think it's that great to have removal tokens. A random tower in random location I think is a terrible idea, because it could ruin an entire build setup just by it being in the wrong position, which means you need a removal token. Slime Tower we all agree is bad. And it said, yeah, like, the uncommon setup is normally the way to go at that. Cat milk. Cat milk token is the best one. Yeah, because I think this, like, controls a lot of the power in sort of the late game builds, and I think sometimes people will tend to go, hang on a minute, what is the choice that I need to go? So here I think we go, obviously, chest tower. Now, with this setup, do I jump into coffee? Yeah, the 2-star token snake. Okay. At the front, I assume, or like right here? Or do we put one back just to get a guardian in front of it? think we put it here, right? Because then, at least then, the Guardian can go in front, which does give it bonus stats and things like that as well. If we do get one, because that's always a good safe bet as well. See, positioning is something where I think I need to improve on. Is the idea of having a build in mind, or at least a very build. Yeah, space for Guardian. So yeah, see, like Snake Tower I think is great early. Like 2-3 poison pretty much shuts a lot of them down. Oh, we get the Guardian. Put that at the front. Now, what are your thoughts on the Glass Tower? Like, yeah, but we were removed by Act 2, yeah. The Glass Tower I think is useful in the sense that it gives your Royal Tower more attack, which I think sometimes it, yeah. So I think like getting one and placing it like here is probably a good idea. At least then it can start scaling, and then we just leave that because we've got nothing to spend. The main thing I like it for is just that temporary bonus carried across, because it's nice to at least have that there. Yeah, max level 2 or 3. Yeah, you don't really overinvest in it. You pretty much are using it just to make sure that your Royal Tower can actually like take stuff out. Ooh, finally. It's like he's doing it right. Like he's learning. Yeah, I'm safe for the thief fishing now, pretty much. I've only got that because I had the option to go for it, because I might as well. So we can just go re-roll, get the thief up nice and high, maybe get another chest, and then hopefully with any luck we can have a bit of a good run. Although I will keep saving 5 gold, because a good chest is it's hard to find. Now, here's the thing. So we did it last time, which kind of won us the game pretty much, I would say, is going for the rarity bonus. Now, is that as important here? More towers. Okay. I will trust you. To be honest, I trust you more than my own decision. Or plus 10 buff. See, the thing is, like, I've been thinking about that plus 10 buff quite a lot, right? And I would probably say, yeah, because like the more towers is useful in the sense that you get more towers and you can kind of put some more stuff down. I think the plus 10 buff, though, I think is kind of like overrated in a way, considering like, so my argument towards it would be is if you've got a decent enough setup, you don't need the stats on your Royal Tower. The only time you need them is if you've got an issue with the build, especially in the Royal Tower. On the Inferno, it's different because you can't re-roll to keep what you want going. So there's a lot more variance in your ability to be able to get the towers that you want. You are forced to take it in higher ascensions, I will admit that. Like, I could quite easily see that. You have no choice, because the stats just... you need them. But I'm wondering where that cutoff is. Like, how important would it be for someone at, like, a lower ascension level, and where do I need to start taking those extra stats? Because... no, don't reroll. We're not above 5 gold. We're not above 5 gold. Because that is the interesting debate. So like here is kind of where I'm starting to be punished for not taking the stats. I'm not getting the other chest either. I could level 3 Guardian. We'll try it. One more reroll. Okay, so I have undervalued the snake tower with the poison. I will admit that. 100%. Like, that has stopped me from losing so much. So I don't think I'm going to get level 3 Guardian on this. So I think I just try and roll for the Thief here. Take it. I made a mistake. I think just going for Thief is the way. Oh, the extra chest would be so good. I should have looked at the extra chest. Oh well. Yeah, 55 damage. That's ridiculous. Temporary stats to everything. Meh. Milk is pointless. Yeah, you say easy. I panic about every decision I make. I think I take the spinning top here, I guess, is probably the best. Just because that will save on rerolls if I buy stuff. Like, everything else I think is kind of terrible here. Right? Like, this isn't bad, but it's not great. It doesn't really do very much. but now I need to get a plan. Fan is good. The thing is fan is good for temporary stats, right? I think it does good across the board. So what? That is like 7, 8, 54 stats across, really, plus the extras you get later on. Okay, fair enough. Like I know it can be good in certain situations, but like how much does it impact this board is what I was thinking of. Yeah, I guess with 10 towers it is 80 damage. And HP as well. Okay, so what should we go here then? Like, we've got our rare choice. Obviously, milk is out the way, so we're not really going cow. It's too big to scale. So cow's out as well. Builder tower is kind of interesting. Hydra is something where we could work towards, but that might be too slow. Princess doesn't really benefit us because we don't really have anything we could use the princess on. And it would hit a ceiling at the moment anyway. So if we're going for like the pinnacle of tower-wise and trying to build something, just wrong. But what are we rolling for? That's the question here. I could save my gold and roll next turn to get a lot of commons and uncommons. Where if we've got a rare, I've got to be rolling for a specific rare if I'm rolling here. Or just do we enter and move on? Because this is what I'm thinking. If we're going to have a plan in mind, we need to set it up now. And if I got a chance to get a rare, I'm going to take it. So the only other rare in this case... Well, I've got the witch right here, just I have to get the witch later. And buying a princess doesn't help immediately when the witch kind of does. Yeah, I do like that, and I can get a mosquito in as well. And then we just sack off the snake tower. Definitely not cow. What are you talking about? Should we go cow? So which costs money, I understand that, right? Okay, so we just go for... So we go princess, probably put it... Do we put it with the snake? Or do we just go here for the glass tower? At least the glass tower gets something, so we'll probably keep that around. Because this is what I mean, positioning now is going to be important. Where, like, my positioning might muck me up. I kind of want a second chest here, but I don't know if that's going to be worth it. We've got a glass tower here. Next to glass, okay. Yeah, Snake does get deleted, but it could still stick around enough to where it might still be useful, and then we could put something else on the opposite side of it. Ooh. Yeah. Glass, Princess Frog Rich, then a mosquito with the other space, and then, yeah. Now this is very interesting, what I get to choose. I mean, I'm pretty much tricking between these two. Milk and Cat on Royal, or Star. The Star does guarantee me a level, or pretty much a level in something if I want it later, like an earlier level. Which I think is really useful. But consistency-wise, having extra stats on my tower. Cat and Milk on Glass. Yes, you are right on that. I think that is the way. Because it also gives it health as well. But the health can be more important. We'll put this down, put that down, then roll. So we're going to be trying... Yeah, chest. I think just chest was always the way there. Like, it's too much attack to give up. The milk is pointless on that, but at least getting the milk token on here is still good. Now we're looking for frog or witch, so we want to save 10 coins. And mosquito. And we should get rid of the snake. Oh, no, we should put the mosquito down. So my setup here, I think, is, yeah, we just got to get rid of this now. Put this down. Put that down, at least that's level 3, you don't have to worry about it anymore. So. No, I should leave the princess out. We don't need the princess right now. Yeah, we get it, right? We do get it. So we stack. There we go. Instant buy. Fine, it's an instant buy. we'll learn. We shall learn. I'm gonna put that down there. And tomorrow the mosquito's an instant buy as well now so. Now, do we go more towers here again? Yeah. I kind of guess the thief is just might as well take at this point to get it max level. So, do we just go more gold here? Or rare? Yes, rarity, you're right, because we want to go for the higher stuff. Good point. So we're buying, insta-buying those, insta-buying that, insta-buying that. Chest tower is just there for the extra bit. Glass tower is kind of pointless, it will scale itself. We don't need that one, so we're re-rolling these. And we'll do the same again. No point doing that because we don't get anything else out of it. So this is the bit where I kind of would say that it's kind of a bit luck now based, where I would if I get the one things I need, right? Butler Tower. It seems good so far. But this is where I would argue my luck is kind of like we've already used it already kind of thing. Like, I would love to buy the chest tower, but I think it's more important for the rerolls for now. Okay, Princess gets level 2. Yeah, I understand the chest would be a good idea, but... So, what I'm thinking at the moment is I have to spend 10 gold to get the chest up. I'll turn it off now. No more princesses now. But it's me, Mario! That's maxed out as well. We don't need to worry about that anymore. I think I lose this round now. Right? I haven't seen a frog or a princess. I mean, a frog or a witch all the way through. So part of me thinks I should just roll at this point to try and make sure I survive. Oh, come on, we did use my luck up in the last run. Like, we're not gonna say, like, it's unfortunate. Or unlucky. Like, I used all my luck in the last round. That Inferno Tower was insane. I will admit that. But now, looking at the time though, I think it's probably about time I probably call it an end for today's stream anyway. Yeah, I said that swapping stuff around and things like that would have been the other option for it. But it's that kind of thing where it's like, you either kind of make the decision to kind of take the half, or jump into the full kind of win and seeing what your best odds are for the outcomes. This is something where, when playing poker, it's more like on what your implied odds are, based upon random chance, versus the risk assessment you end up having. Yeah, it's that kind of coin flip scenario where it's like, do you go for one and then hit and then realize that you're good and should have got more money out of the pot? Or do you not let your opponent keep going and then realize that you didn't hit and they hit and now you lose everything? It's a coin flip. But now, we're going to call it an end for today's stream anyway. I've got some stuff to do this afternoon. But it has been fun. I have really enjoyed today, and yeah, hopefully we'll be streaming a lot more. Probably be doing it next Sunday. Yeah, it has been fun. But yeah, and I said if I do get any other streams or things like that, I'll probably set some more things up. Yeah, I'll check out the mod as well, and hopefully we'll get that sorted and running, and we'll do out some more modded runs as well, because that'll be very interesting. But anyway, so yeah, I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you very much for joining me today, and take care. Look after yourselves.